King Ahasuerus was the king of Persia and owned a lot of provinces or cities throughout the land. One day he was holding a feast for all the princes and noble people of Persia, Media, and other surrounding provinces. On the third day of the feast, the king called to his wife, Queen Vashti. The queen was very beautiful, and he wanted to show her off to all his guests so they could see how beautiful his wife was. Queen Vashti did not want to come to him. In fact, she refused to come. The princes and noblemen said that if other queens and princesses heard what the queen did, then they too would rebel. So they told the king to take away her crown so that she would no longer be the queen. The king's servants did not want the king to be without a queen, so they gathered up all of the beautiful girls in the land who were not married. Among these women was a beautiful woman named Esther. Esther had been raised by her cousin Mordecai after both of her parents died. When the servants saw Esther, they said the king would love to marry Esther, and they wanted her to be the next queen. As soon as the king saw her, he loved her above all the other women. So he married her, and Esther became the next queen. One day, Haman, one of the king's most trusted officials, was walking through the city. The Persians were required to bow to Haman as he passed by, but the Jews were not required to obey the laws of the king. Mordecai was one of the people that Haman passed by. He told Mordecai to bow to him. Mordecai reminded him that he was not required to follow that law, and he told him that the only person he would bow to was God. This made Haman very angry. He sent out a decree that all Jews were to be killed on a specific day. Mordecai went to Esther and asked her to talk to the king and save her people. Esther was scared because usually the king would kill people who went to see him without an invitation. Esther told Mordecai in Esther 4:16, "Go gather together all of the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day, and I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish." After the fast, Esther went into the king. The king put his staff down to show his willingness to listen. Esther touched the end of the staff to begin her conference with the king. The king expressed his love for Esther and told her he would do anything for her, even give her half of the kingdom. Esther just asked that he protect the Jews from Haman's decree. The king was mad that Haman made such a decree, so the king put Haman to death. The Jews were protected from Haman's decree. Esther was a hero because she put her trust in God and protected her people. Now we're going to have a discussion. How can you have the courage to stand up for what is right, no matter how scary and difficult it is? Pause the video to discuss. I'm going to tell you some scenarios, and you tell me how you could be brave like Esther and stand up for what is right. Scenario 1. You are at a friend's house watching a movie. The movie has a lot of bad language and makes you feel uncomfortable. What could you do? Pause the video to discuss. Scenario number 2. Your friend shows you some pictures on their phone. The pictures are of girls and boys with little or no clothing. What do you do? Pause the video to discuss. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has an anti-pornography lesson that teaches 3 steps when you see pornography. It says to number 1, name it. Say, "That's pornography." Number 2, get away from it. Leave the room. Go away from your friend. Shut your computer. Turn off your phone. Number 3, tell a trusted adult. Talk to your parents about it. You're not in trouble if you accidentally see pornography. Your parents will be grateful that you told them, and they can help you with what you saw. Scenario 3. You are hanging out with a group of friends. Some of your friends begin to bully another child by saying mean things and pushing them. What do you do? Pause the video to discuss. Scenario 4. You have been saving for a new toy for a long time. You are at the store with your parents and you see someone drop a $20 bill. If you keep that money, you can buy your toy. What do you do? Pause the video to discuss. Scenario number 5. A really hard math test is coming up in school. One of your friends said that they are an aide in the copy center and they have all the answers to the test. They offer to let you memorize the answers with them. What do you do? Pause the video to discuss. For the lesson plan, check out our blog in the description below.